name is Nina, aka your girl Neens, and today I'm gonna do my makeup and my hair. I have absolutely nowhere to go, but I haven't done a get ready with me for a while, so I figured I would do that today. Part of postpartum, which I knew was gonna happen, but like all of this hair is falling out, and I have a bunch of little baby hairs. I don't know if you guys can see them, but when I was pregnant, I didn't shed at all. Like literally my head held on to every single strand of hair, and now it's letting go of all of that hair. All of Blue's toys will fall on the floor and then it immediately catches my hair, which is kind of gross. These are all the things that I put in my hair. I get a lot of questions about how I keep my hair looking healthy. So the first thing I put in is this leave-in keratin spray from Rebound. This one I got from my salon. They make this, and keratin is so good for your hair if it is quite fragile. And my hair hasn't been for a while, and I always make the mistake of like when it feels good I stop using stuff, but that's the reason why it feels good, is because you put stuff in it. So don't do that. Don't like repair your hair and then just stop taking care of it, because it needs that constant love. So I'm gonna put some serum in, but like look, do you see all of these? And then I have my grwm. This helps to hydrate my hair. Like, it's no joke, guys. I put so much stuff in my hair. The last thing is my all-in-one. This smells amazing. So I have nothing on my face right now except for this. This is my ride or die. I love this chapstick. I know it looks like a glue stick, but I'm just gonna put some more on. It is so good. And then I'm gonna use my Function of Beauty moisturizer, and this one is their gel moisturizer. I love it. Gel moisturizers, in my opinion, are the best under makeup. And then I'm just gonna use some Fenty Skin. This is their SPF. I'm just gonna use some of that. I don't even think I'm going outside today, but it's good measure. So before I put on my foundation, I'm gonna use a bit of this. It is tinted. It is their Hue Glow Dusk. It's like a highlighter, essentially. I'm just gonna put some where I would normally highlight. Lately, I've been going between a couple different foundations. Let's use the Sephora one. This one is in number 11. I guess a little update about me. Honestly, I wanna say not much has been going on because I'm just like so used to my life kind of during the pandemic, but obviously Blue is doing great. He is 7.5, almost 8 months now. So now I'm gonna conceal. This is their Fuck I'm Flawless. How have you guys been? I feel like I haven't done a little chatty video in a while, but it's been really cool connecting with people through Instagram, especially when we had our podcast. We're taking a break from it now, from Neens and Deens, between Neens and Deens. I feel like a really popular episode that really resonated with people was about reparenting, and I thought that was so interesting, and it is probably one of my favorite podcasts we've done to date. I realized that a lot of topics that we talked about on there are ones that I would want to talk about on YouTube, but then I don't, because I'm like, I've already talked about it in my podcast, but then I feel like not everyone listens to our podcast. So I feel like maybe in the future we'll like kind of revisit some of those topics, like reparenting. I am going to set with some powder. Where's my powder? I'm using this Gucci powder in the color 6, I believe. Yeah, I'm just gonna lightly set that. But yeah, reparenting has been crazy just because I feel like, obviously with us having Blue and thinking about the kind of parents that we want to be, it's something that I think about every single day, and I'm just always wondering like the impact that we're gonna have on Blue based on the way that we talk to each other, the way that we interact with the world around us, with each other. But yeah, obviously it's a lot because raising a human is a lot of work and there's a lot of things to consider. But I feel like we're doing a pretty good job. It's like so hard to know because you're like first time parents. I don't know. I feel like for the most part, we're doing a really good job. It's just like a switch went off where I was just like, I have to be the best version of myself, not just for me. And that's important. I think you need to be the best version of you. And that was like my priority before I had Blue, but now I'm like, it's even more important to prioritize and like really address like, what are those traits about yourself that you don't love or that you got from your parents and they probably got from their parents, how can I break that cycle? So for example, and we do talk about this in our podcast, but for me, a big one is the way that I deal with my emotions and the way that I express my emotions. I am a very emotional person. I'm very in tune with my emotions, and when I feel them hard. These days, and a lot of this has to do with postpartum, I feel angry. And it's not really any particular thing. I think that with postpartum, in my experience, it has been kind of out of nowhere, and it's more anger that stems from irritability. Like my temper is so short, and even before this, like I can't blame all of it on postpartum because I do get angry. So for me, like that's my big thing. Before I forget, what am I doing next? This is what I've been using for highlighter. So yeah, for me, anger is a really big one, and I obviously learned that from the way in which my parents would express their emotions. So I feel like it's really a combination of both. My mom was very outward about her emotions, and especially like I don't even want to call them positive emotions or negative emotions. They're just emotions, and I don't want to teach Blue that, you know, one is bad and therefore you shouldn't feel it or that you shouldn't express it, because I think it's important to express your emotions as you see fit. Like I don't think that you should suppress them by any means. So she was very outward about expressing her very strong emotions, and I obviously learned that. And with my dad, it was very, very contained and calm until like he would get really upset. But that's what I think about a lot now. And that's what I've been trying to work on. And it's hard. It's really, really hard because for me, like I'm the type of person that will react and emote before I think. And so sometimes like if I get so intense in my emotions, like I just see red, and that's everything. Like I can't see past that. Yeah, that's me. That's what I've been working on. Usually after I kind of finish my face, that's when I'm like, probably want some more definition in here. I also totally forgot to kind of do like little nose contour. I'm not a big fan of like over contouring my nose, but I feel like after you put on foundation, like your nose just gets so flat, obviously, to your face. So if I'm gonna highlight the tip, I might as well get a bit of definition going on the sides here. And I haven't plucked my eyebrows or done anything with them in a very, very, very long time. Like at this point, this is like my full growth. Like this is just what my eyebrows look like. So next week I will do like a little Q&A, like a sit down Q&A, and most of the questions that I got on Instagram were about life after having a baby. And a lot of them actually were about, I guess, my career, like how I make money, and I full-time create content, so for Instagram and YouTube. And then in terms of like the other ways that I make money, we made some money in our podcast, but like definitely nothing that we could, like it helped pay for bills. But like it doesn't cover like rent or by any means like our living expenses, and it definitely has the potential to, but we had to take a break from it so that we could kind of regroup, and it was getting to be a lot. We were stretching ourselves really, really thin. And then obviously when we did the cereal pop-up, which was last year, I mean, that didn't make us any money because that was a labor of love, and it was a lot of labor, heavy emphasis on the labor, because yeah, we put 3,000 into it total, and then obviously there were expenses along the way, like buying the materials, and it was a lot of fun, and it really connected us to the community that we have here in Vancouver. We were able to work with like really cool brands and like partner with them and pop up in their spaces. Yeah, it didn't make us money, for sure. It was just a really fun thing, and maybe it would have if we kept at it. But the thing about me is that I really like starting things, and I'm honestly pretty bad at finishing. That's just the type of personality I have, and like the type of, I guess, entrepreneur that I am. But yeah, all of my like little side gigs don't really make me money, and it would be amazing if it did, but it doesn't. And that's fine, because the bulk of my income does come from YouTube and Instagram. And yeah, I'll make like a whole video about all of it, because I shit you not, I have recorded a video about how I make my money about 3 times over the course of the last 2 years, and it's just so much information, and I just like go off on tangents and I just keep talking, and I'm like, what am I even saying? Does anyone want to watch this? So I promise I'll actually do it, not next week because next week is the Q&A, but I'll do it. I will definitely do it because I know that people are very curious, especially right now, about making money on your own terms. I'm just gonna use a bit of concealer as my base. So I'm gonna use this palette by Rito, really beautiful. So I'm gonna use the shade in the middle. I'm just gonna use my fingers. Wow, it's so pigmented. So I'm gonna take my Fenty eyeshadow number 3, and I'm gonna use this shade and then just go over what we put down before. I really like finger blending because, one, I don't have to clean my brushes, and then also I feel like for like the kind of look that I always do, it just works so much better. And then I'm gonna go back to this palette, and I'm just gonna use the lightest color as highlight. And then whatever highlight I use on my eyes, I like to put a little bit on the tip of my nose. It's already highlighted, but just for good measure, I like to do that. So I'm gonna use my eyeliner. It's just like a black liquid liner. So I'm trying to debate whether or not I want to put on lashes or just wear mascara, but I think I'm just gonna do mascara. So this is what I've been using, Lash Freak by Urban Decay. I have very little lashes and they're very short. It works really well. I like it a lot. I realized that I should have curled my lashes because now they look great, but they're very flat, but that's too late, so we're working with what we got. Oh my god, guys, I didn't realize that Cypress Mountain is open, so we can go snowboarding. I wanted to go snowboarding so bad last winter, and for some reason when I was pregnant, I just really wanted to do like all the sports and all the things. It's probably just because you want what you can't have, and so I'm so excited because I think that one of these days we're gonna maybe even spend a night there. I don't know, but me and Dan have really been needing like a date night or just like a day for just the two of us. So I feel like it would be really, really fun to go snowboarding. But to be fair, I feel like even when we go snowboarding, it'll just be like a solo activity because Dan's gonna be way better than I am. I can do it, but I'm not that great. So we'll just end up going down the mountain individually, but it's nice because then we get time alone, we get time together. Amazing. So I'm debating between a couple different lip colors. So they're actually the same color, just different lip things, I guess. But this one's the Anastasia Beverly Hill in Toffee, or the by Rito in Earth Dust. They are very similar colors, but I think I'm gonna do the Burrito one because it's a bit more matte. The other one's more gloss. Yeah, this is like honestly such a good color. I feel like it's the perfect nude. I don't know about you guys, but when nude lipstick became a thing when I was in high school, I went to the store and I would try and find like the lightest shade of nude that they had, because I was like, that's what nude is. And I am not very pale. And so that is just not my color. And I feel like that has a lot to do with what is advertised to you as like what nude is, because I would get the lightest color and I would put on my lips and it would look so bad because it's basically just like white on my lips. And what I didn't realize was that I had to match a nude lipstick to the color of my natural lips, and the color of my natural lips are basically this color. It's kind of like this brown pinkish, and I love this color. This nude lip looks amazing. The really chalky beige that I found was not it. But this is it. I'm into it. Let's put on some freckles. I haven't done that in a while. When I discovered this brand, I was doing freckles all the time, and I totally forgot about it because it's such a tiny little thing that I feel like I never remember to use it. And this is by far like the best freckle, what is it, like product that I found. I can never really get it right when I'm doing freckles with eyeliner. I know a lot of people have success with that, but I am not good at it. Also this, I get a lot of questions about my mole. So I did have a mole there and I did get it removed. And obviously it came back a little bit. It kind of came out of nowhere when I was in elementary school, really young, probably like kindergarten or first grade. And it was like really small at first, but I was very insecure about it because people would kind of make fun of me for it. And my parents, I didn't share this with my parents, so I don't blame them for not telling me to not pick at it. But I didn't share with my parents that it was upsetting me and that people were making fun of me for it. And so I would try to pick at it because I thought that if I was able to pick it out, that it would go away. And like essentially a mole is like a sac of pigments. And so by disrupting it and disturbing that, then like your sac of pigment kind of breaks and that's how a mole gets bigger. And so if you're trying to get rid of a mole, you definitely shouldn't pick at it. That is actually gonna do the opposite. So the mole actually grew and it went from being like a small kind of flat dot like this to like quite large actually, and it was raised. It was now a raised mole. And so I found out that like there was like this nickname for me that was like mole face. Didn't love that, obviously. And so I continued to pick at it until I got to high school, and it over this period of time it started to get bigger and bigger. And I wish that I had the confidence at that age to not pick at it, and I actually do really love my mole. I was honestly at a crossroads because my mom was like, you can get it removed, like you can do whatever you want. And so I was just debating like, if I don't get it removed now, it's just gonna continue getting bigger. And at that point, if I get it removed, how big will the scar be? I really loved my mole at that point, but I didn't want it to get bigger. And so I decided to remove it, and I was actually very emotional about it. I was very sad about it because I'd gone through this whole trajectory of hating it to eventually loving it and like really seeing that as like a defining feature of myself and a lot of, not my identity, but like just a lot of my work in terms of self-love was around that feature. And so I removed it, and a little bit came back because they can't guarantee that when you remove a mole that all the whole pigment sac will be removed. And so a little bit came back because there was a bit of that pigment still left under my skin, and I'm really glad that it did because I really like it and I like remembering that there was a mole there. I am going to add blush. So now I'm going to blow dry my hair. It's actually air dried a bit and it feels really soft because of all the products I put in it, but I'm gonna blow dry it now. I won't bore you guys with it, so I'll come back once it's blow dried. Okay, I'm back. Also, guys, look at how long my hair is. It's so long. It's so crazy. It hasn't naturally been this long since high school. And I credit all of this to pregnancy. It's because my hair was so strong during that time, and also I haven't been doing any crazy color changes in the last year. But it took 8 minutes to blow dry my hair with my Dyson Supersonic, which is crazy because my hair usually takes forever to blow dry. It's honestly been life-changing once I started using that, because before I was just using like a basic hair dryer. I don't even remember the brand or anything, that I stole from my mom. I'm gonna split my hair in half. So I'm just gonna curl the ends in. Like that. It's just curling the ends, easy peasy. But someone did ask me if I'm planning on changing my hair color to something other than blue, and I did change it to blue because we knew that we were gonna name blue, and that's been a year now. So I feel like I do want to change it, but also I want my hair to grow kind of as long as it possibly can. So I know that my hair stylist is gonna not get mad at me, but she's gonna be like, well, we worked so hard on this growth. So I don't know. If you guys have a color suggestion, let me know. I was thinking about going back to pink. I really enjoyed my pink days. Okay, so I finished curling the ends of my hair. I'm just gonna put on my earrings. These are my go-to hoops. I got them on Etsy. I don't remember the seller, but if you just search chunky gold hoops, I'm pretty sure they'll show up. And this is by far my favorite texturizer. And I'm just gonna put it under here. Especially my bangs, because whenever I heat style my bangs, they get really flat. And then it helps give it more of that kind of like blow dried look. Whereas obviously this side, I mean, it's up to you depending on what you like, but I feel like this side is very like flat and sleek, and this side has a bit more texture and body now, which I love. I'm gonna use my Secret Weapon cream, and I use a really, really small amount, and just put it along my roots, kind of the front of my bangs, just to kind of conceal some of the many, many baby hairs and flyaways I have. And then that way I have body in my hair, but then I don't have a whole lot of frizz. So this is the finished look. We glowed up for no reason in particular. Make sure that you guys subscribe. Thanks for hanging out with me. You can follow more of my content at Your Girl Neens on Instagram, and I already asked Instagram for their questions for my Q&A next week. But if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. Just say that they're for the Q&A so that I know, and I'll try to answer as many as possible. I hope that you guys are doing well. I know that this is a tough year, and it's gonna be an even tougher winter with seasonal depression. I feel it because it's literally so gray outside every single day. I say that, and actually there's some sunlight today. So I hope that you guys are doing well, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.